Dude, I need to go and come back. I'm sleepy. And his coach. What's up? So I am at Clayton County Courthouse trying to file the warrants on Jerry and Junior, but they're felony warrants, so I have to meet with a clerk or somebody. And the power went out, and now we're all waiting for the power to come back on and me to find out whether they're going to let me file the warrants for premeditated murder or aggravated assault, and see what the judge and them say. But I've been, this is like, what, second time filing the warrants, once in Fayetteville, where they were abducted from, and then now here in Clayton County, where the second crime happened. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. I'll start filming when I get back in the car. Looking kind of cute today. Okay, so I'm up here at Fayette Piedmont, where Crystal and Diaz and Yolanda and them invaded and scooped, and they were medically misdiagnosing us. And Gracie's up here throwing up bile and blood because the cops wouldn't arrest them. And that cop over there is from New York. He has a New York accent. That one there. So, looks like New York and Chicago and Yolanda and them are coming down here. And they macheted me, and now my daughter is throwing up blood and bile because they're trying to murder us, and nobody in this damn town gives a shit. Now the cops have a lawsuit. Hey, how are you? My daughter, Gracie Cheyenne, was just admitted for throwing up blood and bile, and I need to know what room she's in.
What's the last name again?
Martinez, Martinez. I'm arresting him. Oh, nothing. I'm sorry. I was talking to my phone. I got somebody on my phone. Yeah. Gracie, Gracie.
Walk out this door here, go into the emergency room, and let the lady
Uh-huh.
behind that podium, like room 32. I'm sure that's
32? Okay, thank you. Don't even think about tasing me. Y'all got a lawsuit. Nope, I don't need to go through you. I got the president. Excuse me, ma'am. My daughter was admitted in room 32 for throwing up blood and bile. Martinez, Martinez. I'm recording all this.
You can't record in there.
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. 32? Thank you. Yep. No, I'm not. Hey, how are you? I'm not dying. Y'all are full of shit. It's not a movie. Excuse me, ma'am. Room 32? Right down there?
Right there to the left.
All right, thank you. I'm going to be looking at her medical records. Yep, I'm allowed to. Hey, what's going on, baby? What happened? Hold on, let me close the door. I'm sorry, they're retarded. They don't know how to treat you. What's going on? Yeah, I know. What'd they say? They think it's a gallstone? Did they say anything about surgery? Hmm? Do a CT scan? I'm not actually recording. I'm actually not recording. So, what happened yesterday for you to end up like this? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You might need to go see my gastroenterologist in Charleston. Because he'll fix you. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know what that is. Uh-huh. Your nose started bleeding? Come in. Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to record.
I'm not allowed to record what?
Nothing, this is the hospital.
Medical infraction.
That's a good violation.
It's a HIPAA violation?
Well,
We're asking you
here's
not
the
to
thing,
record.
we're asked, it's a courtesy that you're doing that. We don't need to have you back here. If
Uh-huh.
you're gonna continue to record, you can be asked to leave. If you refuse to leave, then trespass on the property.
I had a colonoscopy in Charleston with Dr. Murphy. And then they did a barium enema. And where they ran a camera up my rectum. And that is painful. That was one of the most painful procedures I have ever had. So I have a colorectal doctor in Charleston, and they did a barium enema on me, and then they did a colonoscopy on me. But and then Dr. Suarez, my gastroenterologist, diagnosed my liver by doing a physical exam, and then the ultrasound confirmed it. So with the ultrasound and everything, he knew there was something wrong with me, so he would help me with medication to try to keep the pain minimized, but I also need medication. I was doing research to keep my lipids and my liver functioning and stuff. So I've been trying to research it and trying to keep myself, from getting septic and everything else, because I know if there's holes in my intestines and they haven't been stitched up, food and stuff can fall out of the holes, and then I can become septic with it being in a place it's not supposed to be.
Well, so that's why I'm asking about.
Yeah, I haven't had no treatment.
A test where you drink there. 'Cause the question
Oh,
is,
no.
That doesn't sound familiar to you?
No.
Okay. Because what it would do, and I think we should do it, is
Uh-huh.
when you have a leak or a hole or a connection or anything like
Mhm.
that, drinking something liquid that you can see on a test
Uh-huh.
is what allows you to, I mean, you can see exactly where something goes, right? So, you drink the stuff, and under normal circumstances, it just goes through normally.
Right.
It goes through the stomach, and then it goes through the intestines, and then ends up in your colon. If it leaks out anywhere, then,
I can feel ice fall out,
so.
and it feels like it goes down.
So in order to, I mean, before we even talk about
Yeah.
surgery, we want to talk about where's the issue.
Exactly.
So this is the way to scout out where's the issue.
Let's
if that
do it.
barium liquid leaks out anywhere or goes anywhere where it's not supposed to, this is the way to see that. Okay? Does that make sense? Like, we're trying to mimic you eating or drinking something,
Okay.
but we need it to show up on a CAT scan or on an X-ray or something like that. That's what it's got to be.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So that's the first question is, like, when we're talking about surgery where, that's what this test is about. Okay?
Correct.
Okay. So,
I've never seen any case like this. I even did research.
Yeah.
I have never seen a case on Google or anywhere that anything familiar to anything like this.
I can see you've had a bunch of CAT scans, but I'm not finding anywhere you drank something.
I haven't.
And the drinking is important. You got to see where that ingested contrast goes.
Okay.
Okay. So, I think that will completely determine like what the plan. Like, I don't even know which surgeon to send you to because like where's the hole?
Right.
Like, upper GI tract, so like stomach versus lower GI tract, which is intestines. I mean, that
What
makes a
about an
difference.
exploratory surgery? Exploratory laparotomy?
I doubt that any surgeon is going to be willing to do that without, because there are ways to scout out the situation
Okay.
that don't involve opening you up.
Okay.
Right. So you're right. I mean,
So we want to start with that first.
yeah, if we can figure out, because again, I don't even know which type of surgeon to send you to, and so we got to scout out the situation first.
Okay.
Any questions about that? I think all.
No,
plans-
just I mean I
all
knew
further
that.
planning gets
Yeah, I knew that we were going to have to
determined by
put
that.
together a game plan, and then there were going to be testing and everything involved. I was very well aware of that,
Yeah.
so I came prepared for
Because
testing.
I think that will determine everything.
Yes.
Now, I'll be honest with you. If we can't find where the leak is, or if we can't find a leak, then I'm really hard pressed to find a surgeon who's going to be willing to open you up at all. Because if they can't see the leak on when you drink the barium, I think it's going to be. I don't know that I'm going to be able to convince any
For
surgeon.
the
So,
intestines.
For the entire, yeah, we haven't talked about your liver yet. I'm just talking about the intestines. Okay? Because if it's not leaking out when you drink something, then they don't even know what they're trying to close up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we can do that. Let's do it.
So let's do that. Any questions about that before we move on to your liver?
No.
Okay. So then moving on to your liver, what have you been told about your liver so far?
Just that it's severely lacerated. That's what Dr. Suarez said. That it's severely lacerated. That says it on the page. It's Palmetto Digestive Center. It might be. It's yeah, right there. Down here, liver laceration, active.
Yeah, I see it.
They found it on this ultrasound. This ultrasound right here is the ultrasound that diagnosed the liver.
Okay.
This is the MRI that diagnosed my liver and spleen and everything. The sheriff even had them put a copy of it on the front. But, so yeah, there's a sheriff that's involved in investigation and all. But this right here is, the, ultrasound that diagnosed it.
Okay.
The liver lacerations. But I do know because it hasn't naturally healed within the 12 months or 12 weeks, and that it's been like this for 4 years, it has to be operable. Because if it was going to heal naturally, I already did my research. It would have healed up within like 12 weeks or whatever if it's a grade 3, 2, or a 1. Now, a grade 4 liver laceration and a grade 5 liver laceration is operable. So, because it's not healed within the 4 years, and my health is getting worse, it's not getting better, I know for a fact that my liver is operable. Make sense?
So so they told you you had a liver laceration.
But they didn't tell me what grade it was.
Well, I mean,
I had a
my
guess.
question was going to be
I had a guess what grade it was.
did they say anything else about your liver?
No, he just said that it was severely lacerated.
Okay. So I will tell you, the liver has quite a remarkable capacity to heal itself. and
Rejuvenate.
itself.
Yeah.
And so there are two major functions of the liver. And
He got my spleen too.
the reason to transplant someone's liver is because it's failing one of those functions.
Okay.
One of the functions of the liver is to produce proteins that your body needs. And the other function of the liver is to process the blood that comes through it. So, recover nutrients and to clear toxins of the blood that's flowing through it. So, does that sound familiar? Like,
Yes.
Anyone talk about this stuff to you? So, those are the two kind of domains of liver function that we look at when we ask how a liver is doing. Did anyone ever tell you that there's an issue with producing proteins or processing the blood in terms of detoxifying the blood?
Oh, no. No, sir.
So that's why I'm asking. That's why I
No,
asked you a minute
sir.
ago, beyond.
I haven't been talked to about that.
Okay.
The only thing that I've been told is exactly what I told you.
Is that the liver
and then that the
laceration?
liver is lacerated
Okay.
severely. They didn't tell me what grade it was
Okay.
and all of that stuff, but they did. That was his yes, that on the ultrasound, it was severely lacerated.
Okay.
That's Dr. Suarez's yes.
Okay. So I will tell you that liver laceration in and of itself, so like when the laceration happens, it's a big deal. But since time has passed, the fact that it got lacerated in and of itself doesn't have to commit you to liver failure of one type or the other, which then means that it doesn't commit you to needing a new liver in the form of a transplantation. I'm not ruling out the possibility, but
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're just explaining it.
Well, I'm trying to see whether you fit into one of the two categories of
Okay.
why you would need a new liver.
Okay.
And it's not totally clear to me yet. I will say
Okay.
you had blood testing related to your liver, but this is the most recent.
When I had the wreck, there was bilirubin in my blood. I had bilirubin in my blood stream. They found bilirubin, and bilirubin was high. And then there was something else on it that was high. Protein.
Okay. So I mean, at the time
Uh-huh.
when it happened and when the wreck happened, I don't doubt that things were off.
Yeah.
But where we stand now, remember the liver can
Regenerate.
it can recover. Unless your liver has been unable to recover, then I think it might be working okay.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that it's in perfect condition. It's probably not the same.
I
as it was
stay
when we all started.
tired all the time.
But
And I have like major stomach attacks.
yeah,
Like major pain. Like there are times like I will be hurting so bad that they had to give me histamine something, which is for stomach cramping that dissolves up underneath your tongue. Because when I have like a bad stomach attack, if I take the dicyclomine to do it, I'm vomiting and then it feels like I have diarrhea.
okay.
But I will vomit, my stomach will swell, it will be hurting so immensely that I have like a sweat and my hair sweats. I vomit in the toilet, and I just lay there and I just scream and I cry. And it is the worst pain imaginable. And then it makes me feel like I have to poop and vomit at the same time, but I can't poop. And then I just sit there and I vomit because there's nothing in my stomach. But the worst one was 10 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
I'm glad that they've. I mean,
I'm just trying to explain my
Yeah,
symptoms.
clearly the folks who've seen you before were able to put together this game plan. I'm sorry
Yeah.
that you need a game plan at all, but I'm glad that the dissolving, it sounds like
Yeah.
leptin, hyoscyamin, so that dissolving one followed by a diphenhydramine is at least it works.
Correct.
How are your bowel movements?
Some days I'll have, it's kind of diarrhea like. It's kind of like having IBS. Like, I drink coffee in the morning, because they say if I have 3 or 4 cups of coffee, it helps my liver on Google, is what it said.
Okay.
So I got to where I was drinking 3 or 4 cups of coffee in the morning, and then, but my stomach, it stays empty. Like, I as soon as I eat, it goes out. But I don't have a gallbladder either.
What do you mean by your stomach stays? What do you feel?
It feels,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's like diarrhea, and it's liquidy, and sometimes I feel like I have to go, but there's nothing in there to come out. And then sometimes if I eat cheese and stuff, then I get constipated. And if I get constipated, that's when it really hurts. If I keep my stomach empty, the pain is lessened. But if my intestines and stuff get full, or if I get constipated, my stomach swells and it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts to have a bowel movement.
So it flips between
Yeah, the two.
diarrhea and constipation.
Depending on what I eat.
I was just about
And,
to
or
ask
what
you
kind of
that.
medication. Sometimes if they alter the medication, the medication can sometimes do that.
Like what?
Constipate
what have,
me.
What have you know?
A pain medication.
Okay, so whether you're on
Yeah,
off pain
because I also take a lidocaine patch, and then I take a Flexor patch, that's an opioid,
yeah.
for my back and everything,
Okay.
from them stomping and kicking on my back
Oh,
during the attack. So the opioid sometimes,
okay.
you know.
Yeah.
Is an
So that
issue.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, when I went to my pain management doctor, Atlanta just had me on Tramadol and it was Tramadol and Flixeril, and then it didn't help. So then I was like, I went to Charleston to the military doctor and my pain management doctor, Dr. Richardson. I just looked at him and I was like, I'm hurting and this is what's going on with me. And I need you to help me find out what's wrong with me. And I need to be able to trust you. But my one request is I don't want to be on medication. That's the opioid.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, I completely understand. Because I didn't want to be doped up all day because I have kids.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 children. So I didn't want to be doped up all day. So he put me on medications that could help me that wouldn't be an opioid.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah. And I use a THC vape too to also keep my stomach from contracting and keep the intestines relaxed.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. How about your belly pain? You talked about your back pain.
Mm-hmm.
What pain is part?
It hurts. It hurts all over. It's immense. It feels like I'm dying.
Is there some? Are there?
There's a lot of issues in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like with them taking, undoing my umbilical cord from behind, my belly button hurts, like around it. Like wearing jeans hurts my stomach. I can feel the stab wounds, like right here. That's my liver right here. That's where it hurts. Right here. I can feel the stab wounds. And then in my spleen, right here, I can feel the stab wounds.
So
So it's like right here and then like right here, and then my intestines, and then around my belly button. But in the worst spot it hurts is through here, my lower abdominal.
Yeah.
This is where the worst of the pain is down in this area.
Okay.
That is the worst pain. Like, yes, I can feel the stabbing in my liver, but the dicyclomine and the nerve block and all of that helps. But as long as I don't push on it, it doesn't hurt that bad. But if something touches it or whatever, it hurts really bad. But as long as nothing touches my stomach, and I wear a lot of yoga pants and stuff, then my stomach doesn't hurt as bad.
Your pain,
But it hurts immensely.
your pain doctor, are they? Because earlier you said that you had a patch in your back or something like that.
Yeah.
Are they trying to work on all this at the same time?
It looks
or are
like
they
they're
only
trying
work on
to
the back?
minimize my gastroenterologist and Dr. Richardson, because they both live in the same town and work for the same company. Well, no, they don't work for the same company, but they were working together to minimize the pain and mask the symptoms
But like all of
till I
the
can
pain
get
of
the
it.
help that I need.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As
So
long
they're
as-
like putting a Band-Aid on it
yeah,
until
yeah.
I can get the help that I need.
Sure.